Hey, how's it going? What day is it? It's Wednesday already. It's a new day. I have done some research to find out some of the topics that I'd like to cover today. Let's perhaps jump right into it. It's going to be perhaps a different video. Perhaps so it would be more of the me taking a look at opportunities out there. For many people out there, they might think about doing something just to do it, right? I have done it perhaps too many times, right? Perhaps a better way of doing it, or looking for problems, the existing problems. Perhaps instead of inventing problems, perhaps you can try just do things, right? You can do that kind of way first. Once you have done it this particular way, perhaps you would then understand what I'm trying to show or do within this channel, right? Within this video, we're going to be taking a look at European media platforms. Some of those opportunities out there. It's an ongoing thing, right? So there's an existing problem, right? Not necessarily we're inventing problems, so there's an existing problem, right? Within this problem, people would potentially source or would have a chance of you sourcing finance, right? When it comes to solving this problem. Otherwise, you can build a platform and later look for who would like to buy it, right? You can do it like that. Or perhaps you can build it for others, right? There's another way. There's so many different ways how you can do it, right? Let's take a look at European media platforms 2023. So this opportunity is gone, but it's an ongoing thing, right? So it's constantly. So next opportunity perhaps most likely will come within the next 6 months, right? So while we are waiting for those 6 months or so, let's try to understand this opportunity. Okay, what is this proposal is all about? European Media Platforms 2023. It was open on 13 of July 2023, and it's closed. And its closing day was 18 of October 2023. But they had a number of those as well as there's gonna be a new one. So that's what I'm saying. So let's take a look at the history and some of those proposals that was in the past. The Commission is launched in 2023 a new 6 million call for proposal to set up European media platforms project aiming to improve European citizens' access to trusted information across the European Union. So that's where potentially finance will be sourced from. So there's a project there who would be offered 6 million euros to build something like that, right? Once we understand somewhat the nature of this call, right? Myself, yesterday I was looking at what kind of platforms I should use and posting videos. While I was doing that, I came across this kind of opportunity. Currently, some of my content has been posted, I don't know, 30 plus different platforms. Well, what would be required to build one of those platforms for myself? Objective of the call for proposals. This action aims to set up and or develop European media platforms. News media organizations are invited to propose projects crafting user-friendly and innovative features and applications. These projects should help news media organizations increase their reach and or improve citizens' access to multilingual and trusted information in as many EU member states and EU languages as possible. As a result, the call will contribute to the development of EU-wide media public sphere. So there's a number of ways how you can approach it because you yourself, as you probably understand, you're gonna need to generate attention to what you are doing. Most likely, the news that would be more of the traditional way of looking at it, right? And or perhaps why would people share anything, right? If it's not worth paying attention to, perhaps just covering some and core product potentially can look like that. Content for a proposal. Again, this opportunity is not currently live, but that's just an example of what was happening in the past, and most likely there's going to be new opportunities in the future. Applicants need to justify added value and innovative aspects of their proposals. For example, by onboarding and using innovative technology tools, i.e., translation models, AI, Web3, blockchain, search engines, content recommendation algorithms, etc. So there's a lot of big words there, right? These techniques will lead to dissemination of content throughout multiple medium and cover different content genres and digital applications. The technical arrangements should be combined with credible multilingual content. Offer newsrooms should be able to collaborate and offer content including diverse perspectives from across the union, including innovative, participatory formats and targets wider audience. Proposals should provide a provisional visual mock-up of the envisioned platform. So would be more like an interface or front end, right? So perhaps they're looking for front end and how you're planning on front end, and would be set up, as well as what would be systems that you would use to moderate content, or perhaps offer content in a number of different languages, as well as protecting perhaps some of those concerns would be users, right, or data collected there, right? So some of those areas that they're looking to address, which is kind of great. I don't know how difficult that might be, depending on what we're talking about number of different countries, right? In particular, legal framework when building such a project in the EU. Perhaps that would be most of the problems. Why others would choose other regions, right, instead of doing something like that in the EU. So I would start with that and try to understand what legal framework and everything what's happening within the EU and what country would be core country, and understanding that legal framework. From there, I would build perhaps or give access to a number of different countries as well. Let's take a look at eligibility. This call is open to news media organizations, i.e., broadcasters, publishers, or similar ones, as well as media technology developers and other organizations active in media domain. Okay, so they would rationalize this as if you were building news, perhaps, but not necessarily news. Myself, I would not necessarily build it like that, but this is how they decided to manage this project, right? Perhaps would that be news sharing? I don't know. I don't know. Information sharing. Oh, here we go. Information sharing, not necessarily news. I guess things happening. Either way. Consortia must include at least 3 applicants, but their content delivery should be available in many different EU member states, as well as a minimum in 5 EU languages. Okay, okay. As we speak right now, I believe language that everyone agree on will be English. There was a lot of pushback. Why not other languages but English, right? But as we speak, currently, I think English that perhaps might be first, perhaps or not. They don't. People don't need to do anything. You can do it in other languages. Myself, I don't mind learning new languages. The territorial focus of the action in the European Union member states. Only applicants from legal entities established in the EU member states are eligible under this call. The grant agreement will include the Charter of Independence to make sure that applicants are editorially free and operate without any political interference. Okay, editorially free. Okay, I never knew that's even a problem, but I guess it might be. Financing, one of the most important thing and the reason why would anyone would be interested in those opportunities, right? The maximum core financing rate of 80% of the total eligible cost. The maximum amount per grant has been set at 2.5 million. The Commission expects to fund approximately 3 proposals with an expected duration of 12 to 15 months. The Commission reserves the right to not to distribute all the funds available. Okay. Applicants are reminded that the budget cost effectiveness is a part of the award criteria. So 80%. I'm reading this support for the first time, and they offering 80% of finance, right? As well as within the contract, there might be the clause, a lot of things that they might be trying to hide within the contract. The things would happen, right? something that you yourself you need to consider, right? But we talk about 2.5 million worth of the contract, and they would potentially give you 80%. So 20% you would need to source for yourself, but 20% is way less compared to what it might cost, right? And we're talking about time frame 12 to 15 months. They are. I don't know. That's my own opinion, right? So that's just a quick note, right? Myself, I'm interested in 100% of funding, not 80. If 80, right, which is great, 20% needs to come from somewhere, and within eligibility, they are covering something that said to be, in the words of editorially, free. So that's 20% perhaps would be sponsor content, right? 20%. And 80% would be partly funded by you and partly funded by perhaps a couple of business people who who think would fund another 20%, right? I don't know. So there's some opportunities out there I thought it might worth mentioning for people who are looking for new opportunities there. Yourself, if you're interested for New Year, developing new skills, perhaps New Year's resolutions, if it's something that you dabble from time to time, I would highly recommend to perhaps learning new skills. That would be a good way of perhaps constantly reinvent or develop new, perhaps for many people, since some of those things that I have done or covered within this course, that would be 12 different points, haven't been taught in school, so for many people that might be new. Some of those areas would be, I would be taking a look at the budget and how to structure a budget, how to set targets, how to progress with your goals if it's not something that you have taken part in any of those exercises. That would be a good place to begin, and years that should be a new start for many people. If you have any questions about this course, feel free to chat to me. If not, there is QR code in the corner and company's website below. I could there's a video format, the text format. I can send it to you. Thanks for watching. Perhaps this goal is to support, supposed to support, I don't know, news media, perhaps platforms. I don't know if that's ideal, but perhaps it's something that they set for themselves, right? If it's a particular area that they're looking to support and fund, and where they would yourself, you need to think about if it's something that you're interested in, where you would source another 20%, right? So you would need to source 25 hundred thousand, right? 2500,000, and you would potentially have a budget of 2.5 million that you can build some of those projects with. Myself, I don't know. This is what they're interested in. Perhaps then we would need to source or reach out to a number of businesses where you would source and all rest of the finances, right? But some of the opportunities there, I might as well cover those, as well as I thought it might be worth sharing. It's ongoing thing, right? This call is a result of preparatory action approved by European Parliament in 2023 and follow up previous calls in 2021 and 2022. Now we're taking a look at 2023, and there's most likely going to be a next one, 2024, within the next 6 months or so. It's just something perhaps worth considering. Myself, I don't know, but there's opportunities there. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.